Good afternoon, everybody. This is your fantasy baseball. We are back. I know we've been out for a couple weeks. There's been a lot of stuff going on. I know with myself and Ant, but Ant, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Finally happy to be back. Had some, stuff going on at Easter. Following week has, personal stuff to take care of. So we're back better than ever. Ready to shoot you guys some help.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We got a good show for you, man. We got a lot of injuries to cover, man. We're gonna welcome to the episode of the injury bug. So we're gonna go ahead and go over that. There's some young guns that you're gonna want to keep an eye on. So a couple of guys got called up, a couple of guys got sent down, and we'll get into that as we get to that part of the show. Of course, we're gonna go over our top available players, hitters, and pitchers, and then we always touch on the roster trends. And before we leave the podcast today, we're going to go and dive into our live look in our league standings and our league scores before we end the show. So let's go back to the top, man. We're going to start off with injuries, man. It's been brutal. I know we're 5 weeks into fantasy baseball, but we'll start off with the top ones that got injured right before the season started. Jose Altuve, man, his thumb expected to come back May 25th. It's pretty good news. He's taking batting practice for the first time this week. So help is on the way, huh?
That is great news for any Jose Altuve owner who has been basically sitting on his IL for 6 weeks, 5 weeks, however long it's been.
Yeah, long time.
Yeah, he's taking some swings. He's already been taking grounders. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure they always say, when there's a big injury, oh yeah, he's coming back faster than normally thought. But with this one, I think they're gonna definitely take their time. He's one of their biggest bats. He's one of their best infielders. So I don't think they're going to rush it at all. When the thumb's ready to go, it's ready to go. But until then, I say probably 3, maybe 4 more weeks.
I think when they bring him back, they're going to bring him back. Put him in that DH role, man. Just don't do too much because second base, man, there's a lot of that grounding it. Potentially hit that thumb again, kind of hurt, mess it up a little bit. I think you bring him back slow when he's ready. At least bring him back to hit a little bit, and then kind of work him in slow because even with the bat, man, a guy can bat 300 for your team and help you that way. So bring him back slowly, man. But it's good news for Jose Altuve fans. And if you're hurting in fantasy at second base, one of the best second basemen, if not the best second baseman, is on his way back. Like I said earlier, expected to be back May 25th. So 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, he should be back in that lineup. We'll go to his other teammate here, Lance McCullers. He throws a bullpen session yesterday. Looks like he's expected to be back May 19th. So that's good for the rotation there. I'm excited for it because I have him on my team. He's been on the IL since I drafted him. Always good news. But like Ant said, you want to, especially pitchers, they're going to come in. Don't expect to, once they come off the IL, I wouldn't recommend throwing them right into the fire and throwing them right into your lineup because they're going to most likely be on a pitch count. And then, he's going to be like, you're going to have him on a Wednesday start. And if he's only, going to throw like 60, 70 pitches, he's not going to be most likely not going to get you in line for a win or anything. So just be careful with trying to start these guys too soon as they come available. And he takes on last
some leagues. I'll say some leagues, he might even be on your waivers. So I'd take a look just to make sure. If not, like Paul said, they're not going to throw him. They're not going to throw him in there and give him 7, 8 strong innings. He might not even go 5. He'll probably be definitely under pitch count, probably definitely under 75, and he might go 4 in quality start. But yeah, I'll 3, maybe 4 appearances after his AAA stint. He'll be full form, and he'll be getting some wins.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You want to then touch on the next guy, man, Aaron Judge. I know he was in your starting lineup. He's back.
I knew it. I told everybody, man. I told everybody. I knew it. I don't know. They're saying it's not too major, just a hip. But how do you swing the when you swing the bat? All that power comes from the hips, and this is another one that might be a little lingering effect. Might not be as small as everybody says it is. But I said it from the get go, and I took him still. Shooting myself in the foot. He's probably going to be out a couple more weeks. But yeah, they said it's not major, but I don't believe it. When you pay that guy that kind of money, you definitely want him on the field, full form, no chances of a re-injury and this and that. So I think he misses a couple weeks minimum. Well, a couple more weeks.
Actually, I got good news for you. I actually did the the work on him. They said he's on track to return Tuesday. So that's big news. He's on track to return Tuesday, May 9th. So in a head-to-head league like us, you're gonna lose that. I don't know if they play Monday and Tuesday. Do you start him, or do you wait? Do you leave him on that bench and wait a week to make sure it's 100%?
I'm waiting a week.
Waiting a week.
Yeah.
Especially in head-to-head, man. It's rough to be like, you know what? Did they bring him up? Do they officially bring him up that day, or do they, because they can bring him up a day after, I think, right? It's just a certain amount. They have to hit a certain target date before they can bring him back, right?
Yeah, this has to be the minimum stint.
Yeah. I probably agree with you, man. It's hard in a head-to-head league when you have your lineup set from Monday to Sunday. You want to be able to have as many available starts and many available at bats as possible. So I'm with you on that one, Ant. And it's been rough, man. Like injuries have just been with everybody. I got his sidekick, and what's his name? Giancarlo Stanton. So he's on the IL too. So I feel your pain with the home run power there in New York. Keeping it in New York, Josh Donaldson expected to come back. He's been out for like 4 weeks. Hamstring, expected to be back May 15th. He's expected to start that rehab assignment this week. So third baseman, I don't know. My take on Josh Donaldson, I mean, I think there's better third basemen out there. I think there's a lot of better young third basemen that are up and coming. I think I have one we'll talk about in a little bit, but it's just the news out there. I mean, Josh Donaldson. I mean, it's good to have him out there. I know he's a streaky guy. He could help you for a couple of weeks, but for me, that's all he's good for. A couple of weeks if you really need a third baseman replacement.
Yeah, I'm not too big on the Josh Donaldson train. I'm not on it. I'm not buying a ticket, even if he's healthy. To be honest, I mean, he's kind of done, kind of over the hill. So the injuries are going to keep coming. They're going to keep hitting them, and I don't even see him playing half a season, fantasy wise. So, even if he's healthy, I'd probably keep him on waivers.
Yeah, I mean, if you're really hurting for a third baseman replacement, or if he's hot that week, maybe you give him a look for a stint or two for a week, but nothing too outrageous. And I'm not waiting. Let's just say it like this, Ant. We're not waiting on the waivers, looking at it like, I can't wait till this guy comes back, type of deal, right?
No, by no means. I'm not licking my chops to come pick up Josh Donaldson when he. If that's the case, I would already got him. We both already picked him up.
He's been there. For other people who are worried about Josh Donaldson, he's on his way into some real deep leagues. If you're playing a real deep league, he's on his way. Okay, next guy, James Paxton, one of the older pitchers. He hasn't pitched at all this season. Looks like he'll be ready to come back to the rotation next week. I don't think he's played at all this week. I mean, the Red Sox need some help at pitching right away anyways. He's one of those older pitchers. I've kind of fallen off. I used to be all in on older pitchers, and don't get me wrong. Like when you see especially like the old Cy Young pitchers, I always feel like they have something to prove when they get to that age. But I fell off that train, as you would say, and I can't do it anymore, man. The older pitchers just seem to get rocked nowadays.
Yeah, they just don't got it no more. They don't got the gas. They don't got the what's the word to use? They don't got they just can't eat up innings no more. They got those issues, where they throw 3 solid innings and then the 4th inning they'll just get destroyed. So, I'm not crazy about James Paxton, but he's somebody I might stream here and there, but I'm not rostering him by any means.
Yeah, that also yeah, but that also with the Red Sox not playing it's a high level baseball right now. They're one of the they're not as strong as they should be. When you think Red Sox are putting up a lot of runs and they always got all that talent on their roster, but that's not the case this season. They're pretty much dipping this season, and I think they're just trying to go a lot younger. They've always had the high talent there, but it's just not there this year, man. Jacob deGrom, man, it looks like he's he's about to start playing catch here soon.
Man,
They got a return date for mid-May on this guy. So it looks like he's slowly coming back, man.
I'm just shaking my head. This guy's literally the best pitcher in baseball, man. And he lets everybody down year in and year out
because he gets hurt every year.
Every year, man. And this guy, I'm good. I'm full form. I'm good to go. 3 weeks in, boom, forearm, done. Now he's gonna be out a month, and then after that he'll come back, and then it's gonna be like a re-injury or the same thing, or it's gonna be something, something minimal. So it's something small. I don't know.
It's almost not worth the headache when you're
frustrating.
Drafting.
Yeah, it's frustrating, man.
It's. I mean, you say you want to go pitcher that round, and you see him available. You know what he brings to the table, but you also know what he brings on the other side of the table. Like, is it really worth that headache? Like, I know I got to keep a roster, an injury spot open at all times for this guy, but when he's healthy, man, he's just that dominant. Is it worth the headache, to draft him higher, or is it easier to get him like almost at a steal kind of a price in a draft when you're looking at this guy?
There's no draft where you're gonna steal him, like unless you got him like in a keeper league because he was on an injury last year, so you drafted him later in rounds just for that exact thing, or you can keep him like in the 10th round or somewhere around there. You're not gonna. I mean, this year no one got him any higher or any lower than like the 4th, 5th round, and that's even a reach. I mean, right there, like, you're getting him in the 2nd, 3rd round every draft.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you were lucky enough to get him in the 4th, 5th round, yeah, I'd take her. I'd go all day that round. But 2nd and 3rd, that's where where he's going in most drafts, majority of drafts. So, yeah, you kind of like you said, do I draft him and worry about the the whole other side of the table? I mean, gotta pick your poison, man. But
it's a rough one.
Yeah, it's really hard to say, man. With Jacob deGrom, he's a 10K a game guy. He'll give you at least 7 innings every time. He's more consistent than Garrett Cole. Garrett Cole, he has other than like this year he's back to regular form, but last year this guy was getting rocked, Garrett Cole. But Jacob deGrom, he don't get rocked. This guy's filthy. And that's why I'm so frustrated because like this guy literally is like probably like the Jesus of pitchers of today's baseball. Like he don't get rocked. He goes 7, 8 innings every start, if not a complete game. And this guy will give you 10 Ks every start, it feels like. And it's just like, man, like you can't pass on it. But if you got something better there, which is hard to say too, then yeah, sure, pass on it. But it's Jacob deGrom. I mean,
yeah,
I don't know what else I can say.
It's the name too, especially when you got new people coming into fantasy baseball. That's one of the fantasy baseball names you are going to hear or you see on the cover of a fantasy baseball magazine or whatever the case is. When you hear baseball, he's one of the names that pop up in one of the all-star names to hear. But I'm with you, man. Man, injuries, I hate messing with injuries. Although I do take Stanton every year, and I play that IL game with him every year. But I mean, yeah, man, he's an awesome pitcher, man. You just got to stay healthy, man. Got to find a way. Moving on to Liam Hendricks, man. Looks like we got good news out there from the White Sox. Looks like he needs about 3 or 4 more stints in the AAA, and expected date to come back May 15th. Man, this is really good news. I know he started off with an illness. I forgot the details of what it was, but he hasn't pitched at all this season, and it's good news for the White Sox and fantasy owners to get this one of the better closers. Which in a time right now where it's kind of hard to find closers with all the closers going by committee.
Yeah, he's probably a top 2 closer. I say him and Hader, 1A, 1B, and then he had announced for cancer right before the season started, Hodgkin's lymphoma. So he beat that maybe a month and a half ago. They got all the approvals for him to come play, and I think he's had 1 outing in AAA so far. Lights out like he is, and he's got like you said, 3 more stints, and he'll be joining the White Sox probably by the end of this month.
Good thing about it's not like a regular starting pitcher. He can come in there and close right away. You know what I mean? He only needs that 1 inning. He's not going to be out there for like on a certain pitch count. I mean, the only thing is he's probably only getting like a certain amount of pitches, like to ramp up the arm for like the week. Like he's probably on a set pitch count for like, all right, for this whole week, we're not going to push you over like 50 pitches or whatever the case is. But very good news. One of the better closers coming back. It's exciting. I tried to keep an eye on him to see if I could pick him up. He's already been stashed. So if he's able to get on your, if you're able to stash him now. By all means, he's one of the better ones.
Go out there and get him real quick.
Next on the list, we got Vince Velasquez, the pitcher for the Pittsburgh Pirates. I had him and I dropped him. I thought he just had a bad outing, but I didn't know he got hurt. He was placed on the 15.
I didn't know either.
He was placed on the 15-day day injured list, and I was like, oh man, this guy got blown up or something. He gave me like 2 points. I was like, I cut him, and then I go read the news on him. I'm like, oh man, he got hurt, but this guy's been pitching lights out, man. He's been pitching very well for the Pirates, man. I'm impressed. I'll tell you this right now, I'm pretty impressed with the way the Pittsburgh Pirates are playing as a whole, man. I wrote them off in the beginning of the year, same way I wrote off the Orioles, but I don't know what they're doing in Pittsburgh, man. They're playing some ball. Yeah, they're playing some ball out there, man. Those guys are doing so much young talent. I think that's what it is, man. They got so much young talent that these are guys I haven't heard of, you haven't heard of, nobody's ever heard of, except for the guys really, 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 really dig deep into baseball. But these guys are balling, man.
Yeah, they're literally making us eat our words. Everything we said to start the year. I'm here for it, man. You know, more options in fantasy. It's fun to see the Pirates play some good ball. Just like the Orioles are balling out too right now. But a lot of young guys on both squads. And it's fun to see, man, because it gives you a lot of options for streamers, for 2 starts, you know, so on and so forth. I actually don't own any Orioles or Pirates bats, but like I said, streaming their pitchers. I had Velasquez for a couple weeks. He's giving me 15, 20 a game. That's pretty consistent. That's pretty good for him. I think last year he was pretty mediocre, really inconsistent. Maybe he's there to help the squad, you know, help the youngsters, turn Pittsburgh around. Nice to see.
Yeah, it's good, man. I'm hoping this guy has a speedy recovery. I might try and go pick him back up before anybody else does. Hopefully they're not watching a podcast now, anybody in our league. But yeah, it looks like he's on the 15-day. He's expected to be back probably on his original target day, which is May 21st. So keep an eye out for him. If he's out there on waivers, I suggest you pick this guy, man. He's pitching lights out. I made the mistake of dropping him on accident because I thought it was just him and his mechanics, but it was not the case. It was I think his elbow, something with his elbow that went on, but they said they took him out early just for precautionary reasons. But it looks like he'll just stay a short stint on the DL and he'll be fine. Next up, we got Kyle Wright. Looks like let's see, what did he have? He had an MRI taken on Friday. It reveals that he has a shoulder strain and he's expected to be out till May 22nd.
Not liking the news at all. But I mean, they're so stacked at pitching. They got guys that are sitting in AAA waiting to come up and, you know, throw the ball. So they're not too worried about him being on the IL, but we are. Owners of Kyle Wright are. And shoulder inflammation, shoulder injuries, if it's a throwing arm, always a big concern. And like I said earlier with another player, I think it's a little more serious than people are saying now. They're definitely take their time. And this might be a longer stint than people think. But he's already been on the IL once, so
yeah. If he's already been on the IL once, you know, now you got to take an even longer look and like, you know, let's make sure he's ready to go 100%. But the good thing for Atlanta, they got, like you said, they got some pitchers to back them up at in AAA, and they're ready to roll. Brandon Woodruff, man, looks like he could return by the end of June. He's got a shoulder problem. Expected return date June 20th. That's their ace, man. I mean, a lot of people drafted this guy higher because of what he can do, man. The guy's, I think he won like over 10 games last year for sure, right? He was like 12-game winner. Yeah, I mean, he's an ace, man. He's one of those guys. It sucks. You're not gonna have him until almost the end of June, man. That's pretty discouraging news for me.
Yeah, he's one of those little overlooked guys because Corbin Burns is in front of him. You know, everybody looks at Corbin Burns first. Woodruff, he's nasty too, man. He's real good ball. He's really real good with the ball. makes people look people look silly out there on the mound, and we all want him back because this guy can win you 15 games in fantasy, man. He pitches the ball really well. He gives you a lot of innings, but you can't do that if he's on your IL.
Yeah, man. June 20th, man. Yeah, you got a whole month to wait. Yeah, you got a whole. Yeah, so that takes a pretty big hit to your pitching staff right there on fantasy, man. That's a big piece you're going to be missing. So
number 2, number 3 for sure.
Very unfortunate to those guys, the Brandon Woodruff owners. Last on our list, man, we have for the injury bug, Tristan McKenzie. He's been out all season. I know I think he hurt his arm or his shoulder in was it the end of last season? I think it was an injury. I can't remember when he did it, but he's been on a 60-day DL since. He completed his second bullpen session, so which is good news. And he is still he still appears to be on target for his return date at the end of this month, May 29th, man. Awesome news. One of the younger pitchers that got some real good stuff and can win you some real good fantasy games towards playoff season.
Yeah, up and comer, got some nasty stuff. A little inconsistent, but it kind of happens with the younger guys. You can't go out there and throw a complete game every time. You're going to get rocked here and there when you're a young guy. So he looks good. Looked a lot better last year. And I'm kind of excited to see what he does in the future. If for some reason he's on your waivers, go grab him immediately. And see where that goes, because he can come in and give you probably maybe 10 wins. I say maybe 10 wins for the rest of the way out. Cleveland's kind of in a funk. They're not really too exciting right now, so you don't know. I don't really know what they're doing with their team, but yeah, he'll definitely be I think he'll still be the number 2 in the rotation behind Bieber, and he can give you maybe 10 wins.
Yeah, man. Yeah, he's a good talent to have. Out of all these injuries, man, which one are you most excited to come back from injury?
Hopefully Judge. I got him.
I feel the same way. I can't wait for Lance McCullers to come back, man. I'm feeling the same way. So
McCullers, when he's healthy, he looks real good. I mean, he has a little funky here and there, but McCullers is overall a really good pitcher, and people overlook him every year. I'm not crazy. I don't own him in any leagues, but because most leagues he wasn't even drafted in, so you probably got him on waivers. But he's one of those guys who can also probably win you 10 games with that run support in Houston.
As soon as I could get that guy back, man, my pitching staff has been taking a hit for sure. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see the news on him. Looks like I got to wait till another week or two before I can actually start putting him into the my rotation and get things going. That's all I have for the injury bug. Is there anybody else you want to off the top of your head you want to talk about, Ann, or you want to move on to the next?
I got that sounds like you hit the nail on the coffin with all those guys. Most of the big names out there. Yeah,
it's unfortunate, man. And that's what fantasy baseball is, man. You got to work around it. I mean, it's such a long season. And what the only thing that's kind of upsetting with the league that I'm in now is the bench. Like you only have 5 bench. I always fill it up with starting pitchers, and I know you probably do the same thing, because if somebody gets hurt, you can find a fill in on a second base or a third base for whatever it means. But pitchers right now are kind of hard to find, so you usually stack up there as best as you can.
Yeah, I actually got 2 bats right now, so
which is really
surprising. But
that's because
there's just so many big names on the waivers, man. They're so many big names on the waivers. I can't let them sit there. Yeah. And I'm trying to maybe get some trade bait, but no one's biting. So,
what about your boy Harper, man?
He's back, full force.
There you go, man.
Wonderful news. It went 3 for 3 or 4 for 4 a couple games ago. Hit a bomb, I think, last game. He's back playing DH. Yeah,
I forgot to add that news in there.
They put him in They put him at DH, so you can't even put him in the outfield. They switched it up on us.
Oh man, he'll get. I mean, eventually he'll go out to the outfield, though, right?
Yeah, but I mean, not for a while, probably. So.
Oh man. Well, hey, as long as he's getting you points, I mean, you're not going to be mad at it. So,
yeah.
All right, man. All right, well, let's move on to the next segment we have called Young Guns to keep an eye on, man. So the first name I'm going to bring up here, man, we've heard about this guy, Taj Bradley, the starting pitcher for the Tampa Bay Rays. He's been pitching very well. Unfortunately, he got sent down to AAA, I think, yesterday. It's kind of disappointing, but he went 3-0. He was throwing a 3.52 ERA. And he had 23 Ks in 15 1/3 innings pitched. Dude is pitching his mind out.
This kid looked real good.
Dude, it's unfortunate he had to get sent down, man. Especially it kind of sucks when you're pitching that well. And even let's just put yourself in his shoes. Oh, I'm pitching in the majors. I'm pitching I got a 3.5 ERA. I'm real young, and then I get sent down. Yeah, man, that's a little discouraging, but you gotta realize, Tampa Bay, man, they started off the season, 12-14-0 or something like that, and everything's just been clicking for them. So I get it. They got other pitchers that are coming back off the IL, and those are their planned starters, and he was just one of those surprise kind of players that came up in AAA real quick and pitched very well.
He's what you hope you get from that type of player,
Yeah.
But then when you actually get it, like, oh man, what do we do? Do we leave him up? Do we hope he continues to do what he does? Do we send him back down to AAA? Just let him do his thing. That's what they usually do, and that's what's going to happen. That's what did happen. It's kind of unfortunate because they have a lot of injuries already. Jeffrey Springs is out. Tyler Glasnow, who we actually forgot to bring up, is coming back sometime soon. I believe next maybe month. So I don't see why they didn't bring him. I don't see why they didn't leave him up, man. Let him do his thing for a month and a half. He might not do that all season, but let him do it till he doesn't. It doesn't hurt your team, obviously.
Let him learn, man. Let him figure it out. He's not doing you any harm right now. No. If he wasn't pitching well, those are understandable things. I don't ever understand when you have a guy pitching this well and then you send him down. Like what? He's winning you ball games. He's helping you win. Is that not what we're trying to do here? We're trying to win ball games. I don't know. I'll never understand it, but I don't know. Maybe there's something else in the in their contract clause. But oh well, man.
The only thing with the young pitchers is they always got to want a pitch count. They don't want to overdo the arm too early. That's the only thing I can think of. But even that, even at that, just let him do his thing. Let him do his thing for a month till Glasnow comes back. And then when Glasnow comes back, send him down. But until then, what do you got to lose? Like you said, there's nobody else there. Springer or Shields, I think Springer, Jeffrey Springer, he's out for the year. Yeah. So let him take his spot in rotation. But hey, whatever. We're not the GM.
Me as a GM, I just want to win. I don't know what this GM wants, but yeah. So another thing though, so if you see this guy hit the waivers. What do we do? We already know how he can pitch up in the majors. This is the one where it's just because of what they're doing now. He's pitching well. Okay, say somebody gets hurt and they bring him up. The guy's only out for 3 weeks. You pick this guy up, you stash him, and it's only for a 2 or 3 week stint. I
hold it. I pick him up.
Yeah, he's worth the pickup.
He's worth the pickup in that situation right now. If he's just in AAA and you're like, oh, I'm crazy about this guy. Not at least not in our league because we only got 5 spots. You can't put them on the IL. You can't unless you can put them in an NA spot, which they have in Yahoo. I would do that by no means, but you can't do it in our league. You can't just wait. You can't just wait and hope a month from now. But yeah, like you said though, if he comes back like tomorrow or Friday and he pitches until the end of the month, then yeah, sure, pick him up by all means, and then ride that wave.
One of the young guns, keep an eye on. Another young gun we want to talk about, Matt Mervis. Just got the call up yesterday. First baseman, Chicago Cubs. Check these stats out, right? In 2022 in the minors, dude batted .309 in 512 at-bats, 36 home runs, 40 doubles, and he had 50 walks in AAA. Now, starting the year this year in the minors, he batted .286 in 91 ABs, 6 homers, and 7 doubles with 19 Ks. The power looks like he's a powerful kind of first baseman. Normally all first basemen have that power. I mean, he just got called up yesterday. I think he went 1 for 4 with I think a 1 RBI. I mean, it's still kind of early on him, but these are the type of guys you kind of want to watch. I mean, I put him on my scouting report if I were you, and check it out, because it looks like he has power, and if the Cubs are already giving him the call up, a shot to play maybe every day. I mean, if he starts to get hot, it might be one of those players is worth the wait to see if he can become one of those gems off the waivers.
Yeah, I'll just wait and see. I'm not rushing to the waivers to pick him up. Like you said, put the little button on him and see how he does in the notes week from week to week. But I don't think he's gonna be any Patrick Wisdom type player. He's not gonna do any of that kind of stuff too soon. So, but Patrick Wisdom just killing the ball last year. He started off nice, kind of faded off, but this year really consistent, really doing his thing. And yeah, we'll see where that goes. But I'm waiting. I'm nervous. I'm waiting to see him.
Yeah, I would put him on a scouting report. Kind of read the news on him. That's what you have to do this with every young gun coming out, because once they start to get hot a little bit, man, don't hesitate to jump on them right away, because you're not the only one looking at them, man. You got to make sure you stay consistent, even if it's like a couple of games. You're like, all right, this guy's starting to warm up a little bit, and then you have a spot to play with. I would just take the chance and do that. So just make sure with all these young guns, don't be too hesitant to put them on even if you have to play them a couple times. I know I messed up a little bit with the pitcher from Oakland. Forgot his name. He's actually pitching very well. I know my uncle beat me to him, but he's been pitching very well. So don't stay away too long from the young guns. Another guy we got, Christian Encarnacion Strand, first baseman, Cincinnati Reds. He's still in the minors. This is one guy that looks like when I read a report that it looks like in a couple, maybe next week, they said they wanted to bring him up. So another guy to keep your eye on. In 2022 in the minors, he batted .304 with 32 home runs, 114 RBIs, with 40 walks and 137 strikeouts. Just with that full-size season sample, and I mean, he's got the power, he's got the batting average, he's got everything you need. But again, same thing, right? And we're gonna put him on that scouting report.
This one's newer to me. I haven't looked into him too much, but yeah, scouting report for sure. With the Reds too, they got a lot of holes to fill, so he can come in there, maybe do his thing real quick. Be an everyday guy. But this one I still do my homework on, and we'll see. But yeah, scouting report. Leave it at that for now.
Yeah, he's going to be a scouting report guy for me, and also this next guy, Colton Cowser, outfielder for Baltimore, the Baltimore Orioles. And all right, here's another young guy coming up. This guy batted last season .278 in 510 ABs, 19 home runs, 18 stolen bases, but he struck out 174 times. 174 times striking out, man. That's cause for concern.
Yeah, very much. That very much.
So, what would you put? What would you put on for? Let's just say when you look at strikeouts, in fantasy, what's your cap when you start seeing that's too many strikeouts to put on my fantasy team?
I'll say like 150. And I don't even like that much. I'm in like the ballpark of like the 125 range, but I mean, it kind of depends. There's a lot of power hitters that comes with the territory. You're gonna have like Kyle Schwarber. He'll strike out 175, 200 times, but he'll give you 45 home runs. So it's like you gotta live with the strikeouts.
I mean,
it kind of depends on the pitcher, though. I mean, no, the pitcher kind of depends on the player.
Unless they're hitting 40 bombs, though, right?
Exactly. I'm saying you got to get a lot of bombs, or you got to be like in the heart of the order and give you a ton of RBIs, because otherwise those strikeouts are going to add up more than everything else. Yeah.
All right, man. Well, that's a cause for concern. I mean, because in 2023 in the minors for Cowser, He's batting 324. The batting average is there in 102 ABs. He's got 5 homers, 4 stolen bases. But he's got 28 Ks. But the batting average is there. Isn't that a little surprising? Or
I mean, he said he batted over 500 times, so that's a lot. That's a lot of ABs.
I don't know, man. I mean, that's the strikeouts is a very, very concerning deal for me. So looks like we got Billy about to join us here.
I'm just here to check out what's going on with my guy Ant's situation, bro. You guys handle your podcast. I'm just here back.
Oh, okay, my bad, Billy. I didn't know you was. All right, man. All right. I thought he said he wanted to jump in here. I thought he wanted to talk a little baseball. All right. This guy, he got drafted in our league. Jordan Walker, outfielder / third base. He had his very good talent coming into the season, but it looks like he got sent down today to AAA. They said he needs to work on his mechanics. So far this year in the majors, though, he's batting 274 in 73 at bats, 2 home runs, 2 stolen bases, 3 walks, an on base percentage of .718 with 20 strikeouts. Yeah, that's not something I want on my fantasy team for right now. I mean, there's in 73 ABs. Yeah, the batting average is at 274, which isn't too bad. I think that's just below average outfielder, especially outfielder or third base you're kind of looking for.
He's on the Cardinals, right?
Yeah, the guy he got drafted.
Yeah, this guy started out the season with like 14 straight hits, and like a 40-hit game or something like that, and it's phased off. That's kind of what's going to happen. I don't think he's really in in the batting order. I don't think he's really in like the heart of the order or anything like that. So that's kind of why the numbers might not be there. I'm not rostering him. I'll probably wait a whole season to see what he does, because like these type of guys, they only give you the 275, 280. They'll probably give you like 60 RBIs, a lot of doubles, maybe a couple triples. I don't know if he steals or not. But just the overall play, he's not going to give you probably top 10 second base or third baseman numbers by any means.
Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, he's a guy that, they kind of went off of, the Cactus League, what you're supposed to do. The guy was hot, did his thing and just didn't carry over into it did carry over into the majors with a 14.
Yeah, he started off real nice.
Yeah, it's just he hit that wall. So
yeah,
but it's unfortunate. But we'll probably end up hearing this name maybe at the end of the season or maybe sometime next season. But especially a name to keep an eye on for future references.
Yeah, but they got. I was gonna say their lineup's pretty stacked. So there's not really a whole lot of room for him anyway. So that's probably the main reason why they sent him down.
Yeah. Yep. Any other young guns you want to keep an eye on or help the people out with there?
We're good for now, man. We're good.
All right. Next up, we want to talk about the top available players. So, top available players, I have their stats for hitters in the last 7 games. So the last 7 games, I want to start off with Marcell Ozuna. Dude's been just ripping the ball, man. This guy's batting 350 with 4 home runs, 7 RBIs, 3 walks, only struck out 3 Ks, which is surprising to me in 7 games. He's got 7 hits and 7 runs in 20 at-bats, 34.5 fantasy points. Wow.
Yeah, this is good old Ozuna for you. You know the story of Ozuna, man. He'll give you a couple good weeks here, a couple of good weeks there.
And give you a big old donut or overall, a -3, my boy.
Overall, I'm not buying it by any means. Nobody buy. Nobody go out there and rush to get him. He's gonna have I think he had a 3 or 4 home run game. It's gonna happen, but overall, I'm not crazy about him. I'm not worrying about it too much. I'm just let it play out.
Not even for a stream?
No.
I'm the same way, man. Don't touch this guy, man. He's a 1 week type of guy. He won't do this. He won't do this multiple weeks. You won't pick him up this week and be like, he'll give me another. Even if he gave me another 25, 27 performance, it's going to be another couple of weeks before you have to hit. You have a better chance on hitting the lottery than putting this guy in your starting lineup and panning out for you. I'll tell you that right now. So next up, Javier Baez, shortstop for Detroit. 32.5 points this week. Looks like he's batting .409, 3 home runs, 5 RBIs, 2 walks. He's only striking out 1 time in 7 days. And he's got 9 hits, 5 runs, in 22 at-bats. You still with us there, Ant? Looks like Ant kind of froze on me. So I'll go ahead and wait till Ant comes back. Yeah, this guy's shortstops. Shortstops are kind of hard to come by, especially putting up 30-plus points. Looks like what he put up, 32.5 points. It's not bad, man. He's not a bad shortstop, man. He's a little streaky too, but he's not as streaky as Marcell Ozuna. He's worth a look, in my opinion. If you're struggling for shortstops, in my eyes, this is for me. I'm like, personally, my team, I drafted 2 solid shortstops because I know how it is not having a shortstop, and the amount of shortstops that are out there. Once you grab the first 2 or 3, maybe even 4 shortstops, nobody else is out there. And I grabbed, I think, probably the number 1 overall shortstop and the number 3 overall shortstop. So for me, I'm not looking at shortstops. But if you're looking for one, I think this guy might be the one you kind of want to keep an eye on. Maybe give him another 1 week to look at it. But I think he can ultimately be one of the guys you can put in your starting lineup. When Ant gets back, I'll give him his take on him. Lane Thomas is the next guy I want to talk about. He's a left fielder for the Washington Nationals. I really don't know too much about this guy. Probably one of the younger guys. Let's see. He's only got 3 years experience. He's an outfielder. He put up 28 points this week in fantasy, and last week he put up 10. So I think he's just hot this week. One of those guys I wouldn't probably start. He's only rostered in 16%. His outfield rank is 90. He's 96th overall in outfielders. Not a guy I want to take a chance on. He's just having a hot week. Maybe he turns into one of the guys that, you kind of look at and you want to be able to stream later on. But right now, just keep an eye on him. Put him on your list to kind of keep an eye on and just go from there. Next guy I got is Chris Taylor, left field for the Dodgers. He's batting. Man, this guy's hot right now. He's batting .438. Let's see what he got. .438. He's only got 1 home run. He's not a home run type of guy. But he's giving you the hits. He's got you 7 hits in 16 at bats. He's got you the triple. He's got you the doubles. He's got you the singles. He's got you all that. He's even bringing you RBIs, and he's only struck out 5 times. 2 stolen bases is where you're getting the points at. So the stolen bases right there is where you're gonna get that money. Hey, what's up, Billy?
What's up, man? I'll jump on while your guys missing.
Yeah, I think he's having technical difficulties over there.
Always.
Yeah, I'm just getting into a couple of these players based on their week's performances. Okay. Right now I'm talking about this left fielder from the LA Dodgers. He's been pretty hot of lately. He's put up 29.5 points. I mean, the batting average at what, 438. I mean, he's slugging the ball right now. He's not one of the guys that's, when I say slugging, he's not hitting you home runs, but he's doing all the other things. He's getting you on base. He's getting you singles. He's getting you doubles. He's even giving you triples, and he's getting you stolen bases where you're getting double the points with stolen base. So
what's his RBIs looking like?
His RBIs for the week right now he's got 5 RBIs in 7 days. So 29 and a half fantasy points. I love that. I love that right there. Just taking a look at it. My thing is, the only problem I have with this is that the LA Dodgers have a platoon out there in the outfield. So it's kind of rough to get him the starts out there when they're just moving guys around. But when he's in the lineup, I mean, the Dodgers got a dangerous lineup. You can't pitch around anybody else. I mean, there's so many weapons out there. I don't know if you're familiar with the Dodgers lineup.
I'm not.
Yeah, the Dodgers are one of those potent lineups. They've always been a potent lineup because it's LA, man. LA is always buying their players. I mean, look at the Lakers. All they do is buy. All they do is buy players. I mean, all they do is cheat. So it is what it is.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Here we go. Injury bug. This is what we at. All right, cool.
Yeah. So right now, number 4, or right after that list, I'm talking about Ezekiel Tovar. He's the shortstop for Colorado. I like this because of where he plays at. Colorado is one of those places where the guys just rip that ball out there. I mean, the ball just floats in Colorado. He started off really slow. I remember this guy. I thought about drafting him because Trevor Story was out for the beginning of the year. I mean, if this guy keeps hitting like this, I think he might be the guy that takes over. He's batting 381. He's batting 381. He's got 2 home runs, 6 RBIs. He's only struck out 4 times. He got caught stealing, so I don't know about if the speed is there for him. But he's got 8 hits in 21 ABs. Yeah. I mean, I like the fit. If he could just keep it up, I mean, sky's the limit for him.
Yeah.
That's one guy I want to keep on my scouting report for sure. What about Colorado? You have any input on Colorado?
Nah, bro. I haven't really paid attention to baseball, bro. I'm just here for some moral support, but I'll do what I can. What I do know. You know what I do know? My A's are trash.
We could talk about the A's a little bit, man. The A's. I don't. Where do I start?
Are they tanking? Are they tanking, bro? I think this is probably the worst season in MLB history.
I don't think I've ever seen the A's play this bad.
I don't think I've seen any team play this bad.
I don't even think they have double-digit wins.
No, are they? I think they're under 10 still, right?
I mean, maybe they're just getting ready for the Vegas move.
8-26, bro. That's what they are.
8-26.
Yeah, and they're down 2-1 right now to KC. Actually KC's 8-26.
So.
Oh, bro, that's crazy.
I mean, they're just waiting to move, man. The A's are just, collecting what they can, and I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, man, if they tank this year. They're just, what are they doing? They're getting all these young guns ready for their new ballpark that's going to be in Vegas, man.
In Vegas,
it sounds like the logical plan to do.
The Las Vegas A's, huh?
Yeah, man, it's unfortunate, man. It's the last team. Oakland couldn't keep anybody out there, man.
It's a good thing I didn't put Oakland on my leg. It just said A's on my leg.
Hey, I almost put all 3 of them on. It said the Oakland's home or Oakland's finest. I was gonna put all of them on there, but glad I waited.
You didn't.
All right, man. I'm gonna jump into our pitching staff here for the last 14 days of these pitchers. This first guy, Bailey Ober. I highly, highly recommend if you have a spot on your team to get this guy. This guy's 18.1 innings pitched. 16 of those Ks he has. So I'm telling you right now, this guy's almost every person he sees, he's getting a K. It might be it's just remarkable. The guy's pitching lights out. He's got 3 appearances in the last 7 days. 3 games started, 1 quality start, which means he's went over 6 innings. He's got 2 wins. He's walked quite a few people though, but it's not that bad. But within 3 games, that's not that bad. 10 hits in 3 games, that's still not bad. But the ERA is what stands out to me. 0.98. That's crazy. That's crazy. With 62 fantasy points, dude.
That's crazy.
Yo, I'm even looking at this guy right now. The only hard thing for me is I can't find anybody to drop for him.
What's his week to week though? Is he doing that on a weekly basis or?
This is just within the last 14 days he's pitched. So so basically in the last 14 days he's had 3 starts. So last week in period 5 he had only 13 points. He only pitched I think 5 innings, but he didn't get the loss. But he still gave you 13 points. And if you started him last week, he's giving you 30 points, which is crazy. So I mean, he's one of those guys. He's under the radar. He plays for the Minnesota Twins, and it's just, I want him on my team, and I know a lot of guys out there are struggling with pitching. I'm surprised he's still out there. He's one of the guys that should be rostered ASAP.
Minnesota Twins are 19-16 right now.
That's what it is. I mean, they're a solid mediocre team. The runs are there as long as he's pitching well. There's no reason why he shouldn't be dominant.
Yeah, they actually took a loss today to the Cleveland Guardians. 2-0.
If he's getting that many Ks in that many innings, those are the pitchers that you kind of look for. Because look, I'm going to talk about the next pitcher right here. Austin, Gomber, starting pitcher for Colorado. Right away, I don't like it because he pitches in Colorado. And I just talked about how the shortstop, I like that pick because the ball flies there. So if this guy's throwing lollipops, it's going out the park.
That makes sense.
So I'm pretty sure this guy's been pitching on the road the last 2 games. That's why his numbers look kind of decent. But I never like to take any pitcher that's in Colorado just for that fact. Even though he's got 3 wins, he's pitched 17 innings. He's only got 10 Ks with 7 walks with 11 hits allowed. I mean, the ERA is down too at a 1.59 and 62 points. I just don't trust it, man.
Colorado's actually been at home the last they were home for 6 games. They just been on the road. They just started looks like they just started on the road and they're playing the Mets right now.
They just started the road trip?
Yeah, on Friday.
Yeah, well, see, I'm looking at this guy's week-to-week points right now. In his first week, he put up 10. In his second, he gave you negative 1.5, then a negative 8, and then a negative 19.5. He just had 2 good weeks. I'm pumping the brakes on that. So pump the brakes on this guy, man. Don't go out there and just because you see 62 points right away, I'm just gonna be like, oh, okay, I want this guy because you're looking at the points. You got to think about everything that goes around with that, man. I mean, he's had a good week, okay? Even if he's pitched in Colorado and he had a good outing, that doesn't last forever. Maybe it was a day game, but at night, when you pitch in Colorado at night, it's totally different, man. Totally different. Stay away from this guy, man. I don't want you guys getting negative 19.5 points, man. Next guy I got up, I dropped him, man. I don't know why I dropped him. Vince Velasquez, man. He's awesome. I dropped him like I said earlier in the show, man. I dropped him because I thought, he had a pitching problem with his mechanics, and he gave me like 3-4 points, and I didn't do the research, and I dropped him right away because I was already just kind of researching on the free agency, and I liked somebody better, and I felt like I could just drop him, but I made the mistake. This guy, in the last 16 innings, he's pitched in 3 games. He's got 2 wins with 1 loss. The 1 loss is because he got hurt and he couldn't finish the game. 17 Ks with a 0.56 ERA.
Rockstar.
Dude.
Rockstar.
Dude,
I've actually heard about that kid, Vince Velasquez, and just outside of me not even paying attention to baseball, I think that's the name that actually like stands out right now.
Dude, he is pitching lights out. And the crazy thing is he's doing it for the Pittsburgh Pirates. The Pittsburgh Pirates, or me and Ant talked about it earlier, when we talk about the Pittsburgh Pirates or we talk about the Baltimore Orioles, it's just one of those teams that are not high on us.
Pittsburgh is 20-14 right now.
Exactly. So, and what do you say when we talk about the Pittsburgh Pirates?
At the start of the year?
Yeah.
Dumpster fire.
Just so you know, Vince Velasquez is on a 15-day injured list.
Yeah, he got hurt, and so that's why I dropped him. So I dropped him because I thought, like I said, I thought he had the bad game. But then when we talked about earlier, I didn't know his elbow went out or something like that, or it was a precautionary that they took him out of the game. It doesn't seem to be too bad, but he'll be back within a week. So if he's on the waivers, I would go pick him up. I know I'm gonna go try and snag him back up. So that's one of the guys you guys want to be aware
I wonder
of.
if he's a part of my family tree, bro. He might be a Gates, just that last name is and the way that they spell that, bro, that's highly unique, bro, especially for us Mexicans.
Oh yeah?
Yes, sir. I'm gonna have to look into that.
You might have to go get us some Pittsburgh Pirate tickets, man. We'll go root them on.
Let's go do it.
I'll fly out to Pittsburgh.
But all right, man. I was just here for some moral support and do what I can for you, man.
Well, thank you, Billy. We appreciate it.
Ant's back. So I will be here on the back end. So just in case y'all need me.
All right, Ant, you all situated and ready to go, man? The power went out or what?
Well, apparently I had 5 Discord updates. So who would have knew?
All right, man. Well, I don't think I want to stream. I went through the whole hitters list. So right now I'm at the pitching. We just got done talking about Vince Velasquez, man. So I know you touched on that a little bit earlier when we talked about his injury. But one of the guys you want to target, right, to go pick him up off the waivers because it doesn't look like it's going to be a long injury stint for him.
Yeah, if it's just minor, go for it. That's probably it. He's probably like a good 4 in the rotation, in your pitching rotation, easy. So I wouldn't mind picking him up if it's just a 1 week miss.
All right. Josiah Gray is the next guy we're talking about, man. You know anything about him?
Yeah, he's killing it this year for a guy who didn't do nothing last year. He's doing really good, young guy. Probably the only pitcher in the Nationals rotation you're looking at in general. So, he's got some good stuff. He's pitching real good, and you got to get a couple quality starts out of him. I think they got like 4 wins maybe right now. So he's definitely somebody I would pick up. I'd pick him up over Vince Velasquez easily.
Check these stats out. In his last 3 games, he's pitched 3 games, 17 innings. He's got 2 quality starts. He's 2-1. He's got 21 Ks, and his ERA is at 2.12.
Pretty good.
Nasty stuff, I guess. 21 Ks? Dude's got some nasty stuff. I know I picked him up because I was reading about him, but he got blown up when I first picked him up. So right away, he kind of like he rubbed me the wrong way.
No, he does. He does.
You know, so it's just the consistency. So he's starting to pick up that consistency part. I'm cool with him doing this for 3, 4, maybe even 5 games. And then, hey, you know what? You have a bad game. So what? It happens. You know what I mean? Everything's not going to be perfect. But then, and then and if he could settle in and after a bad game like that, and then go in there and have a good couple 4 quality starts or a good quality start after that. You know what I mean? That's the thing with young pitchers you kind of want to look for, because when a young pitcher gets rocked, the old saying is it messes with their head, man, and they're never the same.
Shakes them up, rattles them, throws them off the game. But yeah, he's somebody you should definitely own. And he's young. Like last year, this guy was so iffy week by week. So he wasn't even really streamable last year. So the fact that he's doing this year, something to keep your eyes on. And if you don't, I wouldn't blame you 100% if you don't pick him up if he's on waivers, but he's someone you might shoot yourself in the foot if you don't. So
exactly.
Tread at your own risk. He's on Nationals, so you never know, man.
The Nationals got nobody out there, man.
Yeah.
Hey, but I'm not gonna say anything bad about the Nationals, because they'll probably end up going up on a hot streak, win 20 games, maybe make the playoffs. I said all these bad things about the Pittsburgh Pirates and the Baltimore Orioles, and I shot myself in the foot with that. Yeah. So you know what? Hey, I'm just gonna say he pitches on the Nationals, just like that.
Yep, leave it at that.
All right, last guy on this list, man, is an oldie but a goodie, maybe. Corey Kluber. The last 14 games, he's pitched in 3 of them, in the last 14 days, he's pitched in 3 games. He's pitched 16.1 innings. He's got 1 quality start. He's got 2 wins. He's got 11 Ks. He's only walked 4 guys. He's given up 17 hits, though. And he's got an ERA of 3.86 with 42.5 fantasy points in the last 14 days. And is Corey Kluber one guy you can leave on your bench?
Is he in Boston?
He is in Boston.
Boston, okay. I'm making sure. I'm leaving him on the waivers. Numbers are deceiving. You get a couple good outings, and then before you know it, this guy's 11-7 earned runs on 10 hits, and he's giving you negative 15, negative 20. I'm leaving him there, not touching him. Yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say about Corey Kluber.
I'm right with you, man. I drafted Corey Kluber. I dropped him, and I don't have no intent of picking him back up at all. I don't care if he wins 6 straight. I'm not touching this guy, man, because you know why? No, I don't care if he wins 6 straight. I'm not touching this guy. You know why? Because the moment I pick him up and the moment I put him in the starting lineup, he's going to give me negative 20 points. Yep. And then he's gonna go on the IL. So I'm done. There's no way I'm.
Damn, the double whack, the
double whack.
And the IL.
He's gonna double tap me, man. I'm good. So Corey Kluber, for all you guys that looking for pitching, if you're asking for my opinion, just leave him there, man. Bad luck, man. I'm good off that. Is there anybody you want to talk about? Waiver picks? Anybody you have your eye on that? Because I kind of went through the whole list already while you're getting back.
Wait, waiver pickups?
Yeah.
No, we're pretty good.
Okay. I also have one of the last segments here, roster trends, a couple of guys that are on the rise because of people just picking them up and what they're doing in the last maybe 2 or 3 games, not a whole 7 to 10 kind of game ratio. But Bryce Miller, starting pitcher for the Seattle Mariners. You have any news on this guy?
Every group chat I'm in is blowing this. I'm like, who do you pitch against? The Oakland A's. Like, come on, man. I'm not throwing him under the bus. I'm not destroying the guy, but I need another outing at this guy. I mean, he might be the next big thing. Who knows? But he pitched against the A's. Relax. 10 Ks. Relax. The guy he pitched against too had a good game too. Miller, he had a good outing too, but relax.
You talking about so he beat the 6 and 28 A's?
Yeah, sure. Whatever it is now. Yeah, he beat the Oakland Athletics. But I'm gonna tone it down, wait on him, wait maybe 2 more appearances.
They're saying this. They say this guy's the next King Felix, man.
Right. So I'm saying you never know that people are blowing this guy up like he's King Felix. But shouldn't you pick him? But shouldn't you pick him up just in case he's that guy? Isn't he worth the stash? I don't know, man. Like, it depends. He might be in AAA in 2 weeks. Probably no. I mean, I depending on the format, I guess. But like our league we're in, no, because I don't got room for him. We only got 5 bench spots, like you said before. I'm leaving him there on the waivers. I think he's probably on waivers right now, probably.
He is on waivers.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm leaving him there. It kind of depends on what you're going on to. If you got a bunch of pitchers that are hurt, DeGrom, Wainwright, so on and so forth. Yeah, sure, take a chance on them, but I'm leaving him for a little bit.
All right, man. I got the center fielder for the Cincinnati Reds, Nick Senzel.
Senzel?
Is it Senzel?
I think so, or Stenzel, something like that. Yeah, we're all probably wrong. We're all both probably wrong.
My thing is he's only on this list because he had a rock solid week 5 with 38.5 points.
Yeah,
that's not good enough for me, man.
Nah, not at all. I'm not touching him. He's like you put the cheese on there, so you go to the trap and you get your hand snapped. Don't do it. Don't grab the cheese. Don't grab the cheese.
My boy, the old mouse trap on it.
Yeah, don't grab the cheese, man. You're gonna hurt your hand. So leave him on waivers.
Yeah, he's probably the best week he'll probably have in fantasy for you. So, and you already missed that window. So for me, I wouldn't touch him because 38 points. Ain't no way he's getting 38 points again.
No, I mean 30s maybe, but 38, close to 40. That's a lot of points for 1 week.
Nah, yeah, he ain't doing that again. I know we talked about this guy earlier, Matt Mervis, the first baseman. Still, like not worth the pickup. Worth a look though. Keep an eye on him for me. I know I've been looking at him since he got the call up because I saw him I think last week in a news article. They said this guy might be the next best thing since sliced bread. So just keep an eye on him, man. I don't know how you feel about him.
Does he only play first base?
As of right now, it's first base. I'm not 100% sure. With these young guys, man, they're gonna come out and they're gonna put them everywhere.
If he only plays first base, I wouldn't. Like I said earlier, I wouldn't reach. I wouldn't take too much into it because there's a lot of first basemen out there. Like in our league, Brandon, Nick Lowe's a free agent. I think the Texas Rangers first baseman.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I mean, our lineup, our league at least, is so deep that we got studs on the waivers, which says a lot about our league. But I mean, there's a lot of first basemen you could put there. So I mean, I wouldn't look too much into it too soon.
Yeah, for sure. Just keep an eye on them, man. I mean, you never know how these young guys turn out. Another guy we got here is a relief pitcher for the New York Yankees, Michael King. There's been some struggling issues out there in the closing situations that they got out there, and this guy's been ever since they've been calling him. They call his number, and he's just been producing it.
Yankees?
Michael King, yep.
Michael King. I don't know. I don't know who's closing for the Yankees. I know Holmes is not looking good at all. They let go of Chapman, so at this point, it might be like a committee. It might be a big go committee.
You staying away from everything in New York?
Yeah, and I drafted Holmes. I cut him in most of my leagues 2 weeks ago. Got rid of him. Couldn't do it no more. I know it's so early, but one, he doesn't get that many chances to get saves as I thought he would, and two, he's blowing them when he gets them. So that ain't working for me.
All right.
but for right now, for the Yankees standpoint, Michael King, no, I'm leaving him until he gets like the a grip on the closing gig, and it's only him.
Yeah. I mean, he's been hot ever since they've been calling his number, though. He's been producing, so that's a good sign for that. That's a good another good one to keep your eye on, because relievers right now they're just scarce out there, man.
Yeah,
I know I'm looking for help bad.
There's hardly any like everyday closers. So if you get one, keep your hands on them or trade them for the bag.
Hold them really tight. That's all. Yeah, trade them for the bag. You better be getting Aaron Judge for him. I know a guy will trade him.
Because I'm literally streaming two. I'm streaming two right-handed pitcher starters as most of my closers right now in our league. So I got Kikuchi and I got Hunter Brown. So Hunter Brown's working out, but Kikuchi's a little iffy.
Yeah, Kikuchi is. Just, I did that one week and it backfired on me. He gave me like negative. I was like, in 2 starts though. Come on, man! Like, what are you doing? And here's another guy, Jack Sawinski. I only put him in there because I wanted to say his name. I don't really know too much about him because he's on the Pittsburgh Pirates, another new guy. I want to tell you the last 3 weeks. Okay, he's kind of like the same guy on that guy, Senzel, whatever. In week 4, he put up 41 points. In week 5, he put up 25 points, and so far this week, he's only put up 5.5.
See, there you go.
I mean, he's up there because of that 41-point play. I know everybody was a rush to go pick this guy up. Yeah, just kind of leave him there. I really just wanted to say his name. So, but yeah, probably not a guy I'm picking up. I have, like, for me, my outfielders, I'm pretty much good on outfielders.
Yeah, me too.
And you could find plenty of other outfielders better than this guy. It's just a lot of other teams are looking into him. Probably a lot of deeper leagues. Even for a deeper league, I feel like there's still a lot. I think there's still better out there. So
there's somebody you can always stream for a week, or make it work out for a couple weeks, and then you may make a trade or so, whatever you may do. But there's better options by all means.
For sure, man. For sure. Any other guys you want most added? Any roster trends or anything? You got anything for us?
Like we didn't really talk about Glasnow or do we talk about Adam Wainwright at all?
Wainwright, he kind of like smashed for me. I started him too. I knew I shouldn't have, but I didn't have nobody else, and he just gave me like 5 points.
Came back, but
I want to talk about our scores this week, man. Hold on, let me get this rolling. So this is me this week. Oh, it looks like he's coming back on me. Yikes! Oh man, he's got 22.5 points. So he's gonna get the win here, plus the 7. I got that one wrapped up. Looks like I'm gonna go 3-3. I swear I beat this guy earlier in the season, Ant. But CBS kind of robbed me, huh?
You played him twice already?
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah, I know. So I think I got robbed. CBS kind of robbed me. It said I won, and then it said I didn't win because they forgot to add the loss or the quality starter or something. Anyways, I was upset. I should be 3-2 right now, going into 4-2, but what are you gonna do? But yeah,
Kikuchi's dealing 5 right now. Bottom of the 5th, 12 points for me.
Let's go take a look at your team real quick. We got you right here sitting at 228 points to 197.
It's closer than everybody thinks. It looks good. He's got Uriah still going. Kikuchi's in the 5th right now, like I said, so he'll probably
he's up to he's got 12 and a half. 62 he's already got a 62 pitch count right now in the 4th. Yeah, you got that run support though. That's the only thing I like about Kikuchi, because man, those Blue Jays could just kill it one game, 10 runs, and then all he has to do is cruise like what he's doing right now. Yeah, man. Dang. Look at it.
It's going to be closer. A lot of the bats are still in the early parts of the game.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. He's got Ohtani still going. Mike, and he got Ohtani and Trout. Yikes! Well, good luck, Ant. That's going to be a lot closer than people think here. But it doesn't matter, man. You're 4-1, man. What are you worried about?
I'm not, but I want to go 5-1. Come on.
Yeah, don't we all? It looks like True Blue. Hopefully he can take the loss here. I need him to. He's in my division. He's playing my uncle over here, green and gold. Looking at that, look, he's got Miller over there for Oakland. Looks like he's gonna take the loss. Yep. And then Contreras, ooh, he's the one getting rocked against your Kikuchi.
Miller?
No, Contreras for Pittsburgh.
Oh, okay, yeah, Ronesy.
Yep. He's getting rocked. He got 5. Yeah, he gave up 5 earned runs. Yeah, it's not looking good there. But it looks like he'll take the win there. I actually, because if he gets the loss, no, he doesn't have no pitchers left. Hopefully, my uncle takes that one over there. Championship, Chimp, and Boys of Summer. Looks like Boys of Summer has a lock on this one. 292 to 218. And they both have no pitchers. There ain't no way. Championship Chimp's coming back. Then you got Crown Royals with the 2-0. Oh, yeah, Crown Royals. He's got 2 pitchers left. Let's see. He's got Ashcraft in the first, just started, and Kopech. I don't really like Kopech, man. He's not.
Yeah, Kopech. He's merely a streamer.
Looks like he gave him 17 points in his first start. Looks like that's why he started him, because of the double.
Double start, yeah.
I would do the same. But yeah, with a single start, Kopech,
Nah.
I do not trust that at all. And that's it. It looks like Ant's got a little bit of praying to do to get that 5th win here. So good luck to you on that one, Ant. And then I think I'll be all good, and I'll be good and trying to take that win. I don't think there's nothing's gonna stop me on that. All right, well, that's all I have, Ant. If you don't have anything, you can go ahead and take us out, man. We're good to go.
We are good to go.
You don't have the what's it called up?
No.
Well, in that case, you guys can follow us at TIYF pod on Instagram and Twitter and YouTube. Also at TIYF_pod on twitch.tv. You can also check us out on Apple Podcasts or any station that you stream your podcast to. I don't have anything else, and I'm just happy to be back. Fantasy baseball. Sorry we left you guys. We will be here every Sunday, noon or 12:30-ish, depending on it. Some of us got church to go to and stuff to do, but we will be here. That's all I got, Ant. You have anything else to tell the people?
No, are we still shooting the Wednesday out for the double starts?
We should try to get that Wednesday video out for you guys, because those double starts are very, very important. I know for our league. Yeah, exactly, for the following week. So that's very, very important. So thank you. Have a great rest of your afternoon, everybody. Good luck on your fantasy baseball week, and we will see you guys next time.
You have a good Sunday fun day.